Tired of the same old radio talk show? There is an alternative. This is GONZO Radio.
I can't even keep myself off myself. Welcome to the Gonzo Radio Show. I am your host, Big Daddy Gonzo. No fancy banner tonight. It's just me and you. We're gonna sit around. You and me. We're gonna rap. We're gonna chew it up. We're gonna cut it up. What is it the kids call it? Chop it up. We're gonna chop it up tonight. Yes, we are. I am fully engaged on the completely deserted chat room. Because either the 30 or 40 people that religiously watch this show live either don't believe I'm going to start on time, or somebody came in and changed all the clocks in my studio, and now they're at 8:01 p.m. We start at 8. Yes, we do. And it's me and Frank. It's the Gonzo and Frank show. We do have a lot on tap for you. I have my guest tonight is a South Florida legend. Yes, I occasionally bring you a South Florida legend, somebody who's been there and done that and done a lot of cool stuff and been a lot of places and was really, really influential and really, really kind of a, I wouldn't say a power broker, but a shaker and a mover in the business, both in the radio business with 97 GTR. Old FM style radio, not the corporate stuff you hear now, kids. Trust me, it was a little bit different back then. You're less likely to get sued for debauchery back then. And also in adult entertainment, and also in the music business in general. So it's Mr. Michael Mark. He will be up shortly. But first, I'm still engaged here. Michael. See, I told you I was going to be on time. Okay, it's not a new day. It's Gonzo getting his shit better together, and it's a process. It's a process, and we're going through the process. And Pete and Lisa are here. Thank you so very much for attending. Michael J, what's up? Frank, hi guys. That's it. It's us. It's just us. Forget all those other people. It's just us. It's an intimate conversation. And I mean, let's not wait for it, because it is the subject of tonight's RUFKM.
Are you fucking kidding me?
RUFKM? Are you fucking kidding me?
We need to talk. Friends, neighbors, people on the various social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Guys, stop. Just stop. What I'm noticing now is that what has barely qualified as political discourse, political expression, is now getting down to just plain name calling and demonizing. Name calling and demonizing. I have more than a few conservative-minded friends. I've lost a few because, I don't know, they thought I was Satan Hitler, or that I eat babies or something. I don't know. I don't know what the hell their problem was. That's their problem. I never deny anybody their right to express how they feel. Okay? And if it gets to a point where I've heard enough, I'll leave. I'll leave the room. I'll walk away. I'm not going to make a stink about it or nothing. Okay, your politics, your philosophy, your dogma, that's you. And that's fine. If I don't like you, I don't like you. And it definitely isn't because of your politics. But I'm a centrist. I'm a little more socially liberal. And I really feel like the old lady breaking up a schoolyard fight between 7-year-olds with you kids back away. I mean, literally, we're down to name calling now because nobody can do anything about anything. Okay, because the right's all up in arms because, quite frankly, Donnie is on the verge of impeachment. What he has done is blatantly illegal. And hey, can I get my quid pro quo anywhere around here? $50, same as in town. And I told you before, back when I used to express a lot more vehement opinions about politics, I told you it's a game. It's all, and I told you that Donnie the businessman is swimming in a pool full of lawyer sharks. So he's and I told you eventually one day he's gonna do the thing. This might be the thing. I'm not making it the focus of my life, whether it be on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or my conversations, or even my show. I'm not making it the focus. But when you kids start tearing each other up like this, okay, where it's now a matter of people trying to take the moral and philosophical high ground in what is now devolved into a clown show. Literally a clown show. And I can't stress it enough how, once again, kids, this is professional wrestling. Okay, this is two groups of people that want you to take sides and want you to demonize each other. I mean, this right here is fucking ridiculous. That now it's you're a Nazi. No, you're a Nazi. No, you're a Nazi. No, you're a Nazi. Okay, everybody's Nazis now. Fine. Everybody gets to be a Nazi. Okay, now it's the normal people that are going to be the weirdos, I guess. Everybody's a Nazi. You know, and to use this guy, the biggest embarrassment of my life. Okay, Ronald Reagan went from being Captain America to what? Jelly beans. Okay, I lived that, kids. I'm not gonna paint it any other way. Yeah, I lived it. I was affected by it. I saw it. Okay, you can go ahead and tell the legend of Ronnie Hollywood or whatever, the Gipper, but I saw it totally different. And I voted for the dude twice. Okay. But now we're starting to call each other radical this and radical that, besides Nazi. Okay, we're starting to use rhetoric that we used on or have used on enemies. Okay, enemies. Okay, yeah, making fun of your political opponents or making fun of an ideology that you don't agree with. Satire. I don't have a problem with it. But the name calling, okay? Oh, and by the way, some of this stuff has merit. I'm sorry, kids, it does. It just really does. So I'm the little old lady, the crossing guard. And by the way, yeah, if Trump does get impeached, you won't be overthrowing the government. Good Lord. So I'm the little old lady crossing guard, standing there going, "You kids, back up and stop yelling at each other." Okay, I am literally, and yes, I'm using that word the way it should be, literally. I'm literally on the verge of cutting off some different various segments of my social media. I cleaned up my Twitter today, which was amazing. Both lefties and righties. It's screaming to me now. Okay, it's screaming to me now. Okay, I'm not buying in. I will not, and I do not like Trump. I don't care if he hands me a check. Thanks, you're still a dick. I hate you. But that's been a long time. I have my reasons. Okay, but I'm not going to sit here and cheer for him to fail. I'm also not going to cheer for him to be a fucking crooked gangster. Something doesn't jibe. Facts and figures and science doesn't jibe. Friend of mine, Paige Collins, which let me check here. Paige, are you here, Paige? Paige. Yes, a good old fashioned Soviet era purge. What is wrong with you, Pete? Not a bad idea though. Greetings, chat enthusiasts. Okay, well, I'm actually on the lookout for Paige, a friend of mine, Paige Collins. She and I encountered some insanity today where when I went down the comments, it was almost like people were speaking two different languages to each other. They were having two separate, different conversations. And the thing that I'm seeing right now is that the more hysterical of the two happen to be the people in the conservative right, because they're really ramping up the enemy language. Now it's gotten to be the left used to call the right Nazis, and now it's, once again, like I said before, you're a Nazi. No, you're a Nazi. No, you're a Nazi. Everybody's a Nazi then. Fine. Nobody touch anybody else. Otherwise, I'm turning this car around and we're going home. That's a serious RUFKM moment. It's like, people, you do understand nothing gets done if we think the libtard next door is the enemy of the people. Nothing gets done if we think crazy conservative Uncle Larry, who gets drunk and says racist shit at Thanksgiving, like he's been doing for the last 45 years, you're surprised now the last 3? Okay, let's all stop being a little less sensitive. Let's all start being a little more respectful, or at least a little more tolerant, because we're all Americans. We're not against, nobody's against anybody else. It's, you didn't take back your country. And we're not trying to ruin your country. Okay, this country is how it is. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. Okay, go vote. Okay, but we're starting to see is that they want us against each other. They want us to fight. They want us to argue with each other. They want us to argue with each other not only on the internet, but in reality. They want us to argue with each other. They want us to be part of the Twitterverse, so that you can get in and call each other names. I backed off from that. I was guilty. 2017, 2016, 2017, banner year for me. But I've dialed it back. And one thing that I have found in dialing it back is that the underlying philosophy of it's just professional wrestling. It's a work. Okay, and you're cheering when they want you to cheer. You're booing when they want you to boo. You're popping when the pyro goes off. You're popping when the bad guy catches a chair shot. And that's fine if you want to do it like that. But that's not how this country's supposed to go. We're supposed to be for each other. Okay, that whole 4th of July, I love you, I love you, I love you, America, America, America. Yeah, it's a 24/7 thing. It's 365. Okay, and when you find yourself accusing somebody of being a libtard baby killer, okay, after you called one of their friends out for using hate speech, they come back at you, a totally different person, unassociated with more hate speech. It's like, super triggered. I'm telling you, I thought I walked into a nest of Wolverines. What do we got here? Isn't our country Mr. Hand? What? This isn't our... Okay, should I return the MAGA hat? Yes, you should definitely... And do me a favor. Wait, give me my MAGA hat. I'll let you return it. I'll wipe my ass with it first. Total propaganda. Okay, total propaganda. The hat, the flags, the shirts. We're taking our country back together. That's the point I'm making. All right, is you kids cut the shit. Okay, we're looking bad. We look like shit to the rest of the world. We look like morons to the rest of the world. Okay, seriously, because I mean, how many people of the 7 people watching right now, okay, have friends, neighbors, former neighbors, family members in Europe, Asia, even Latin America, and they're wondering, should I go to the United States? Sounds a little crazy over there. People getting shot, people going nuts. What's that all about? I mean, America was put on a gun violence watch list. This is why we can't have nice things. All right, I'm going to get off the soapbox there because you've been warned. You've been told. Now, I love the fact that my friends here in the chat room are civil, okay? And that's because they're rational. They don't feel that their opinion should be the be-all, end-all. Okay, there's not a totalitarian attitude towards that. If you don't like the things I like, you're Satan, Hitler, and you eat babies. Stop that. And I mean either way. Left, right, maybe. Stop that. Okay. So, did I tell you about Vegas? Oh, my God. So I went to Las Vegas, and I looked for Area 51 for those of you that weren't paying attention on Instagram, you fuckers. Turns out Area 51 is about an hour and a half north, 2 hours north. I'm not driving 2 hours north to go sit in the desert with a bunch of millennial goofballs. So I stayed in Vegas. For those of you who haven't figured it out, Las Vegas has legal cannabis, and it was quite the experience. I highly recommend it, even if you don't partake in cannabis. But the cannabis does make it better. All right. On that lovely note, oh, by the way, in Las Vegas, this is sports nuts. They are, seriously, sports nuts. They love their Golden Knights. They love the Las Vegas Aces. The WNBA team draws. They love sports. Wait till the Raiders go. Haha. Don't forget the GONZO Radio Sports Desk every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. with all your fantasy football news and information that helps you win your leagues. That was just an absolute naked, blatant, shameless promo. Guess what? It's my network. I can do that. All right. We're going to take you to we're going to take a quick break. Fairly quick break. And we are going to be back with my guest, Mr. Michael Mark, South Florida legend. We're going to chop it up for a little bit. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a fun 7 Deadly Questions. Get a little smug in here. All right, we'll be back. And that guy's going to say we're back when he comes back. I promise.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Does evil exist? And if so, can one detect and measure it? Rhetorical question, Morty. The answer's yes. You just have to be a genius. Cute. Your sister's boss gave me a microscope that would have made me retarded.
Ooh, oh boy, Rick. I don't think you're allowed to say that word, you know?
Morty, I'm not disparaging the differently abled. I'm stating the fact that if I had used this microscope, it would have made me mentally retarded.
Okay, yeah, but I don't think it's about logic, Rick. I think the word has just become a symbolic issue for powerful groups that feel like they're doing the right thing.
Well, that's retarded.
GONZO Radio. GONZO Radio.
And we're back. I bet that guy said that I was going to say, and we're back. Yeah, we're going to do a little time traveling here. Hopefully, I'm smart enough to remember to wear the same shirt, do my laundry tomorrow, and that way I'll have the same shirt. You know, it's a production continuity, if you will. I mean, I'm looking at my shot here right now on the top of the frame. I have to remember to keep the chair at this level, too, because you guys are probably wondering who I'm talking to. And right now, I'm going to introduce him to you. He is a South Florida legend.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
You are a fucking South Florida legend.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Stop.
Thank you, though.
I'm the most
appreciate
famous.
the compliment.
I'm the most famous nobody in South Florida. Okay, everybody knows me, but who the fuck is that guy again?
I know.
A big bald asshole. Didn't he used to have hair? You know, it's just some shit like that. But I mean, you have actually, you know, started a radio station, and I mean that was the first time that I ever actually sat and spoke to you and hung out with you for a little bit and first got to know Madman Mike, Michael Mark.
Thank you.
Sorry, no, here you got some applause because you got such a huge ego. Oh my God,
That's the one thing I don't carry.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons
Under
why
the radar.
I still talk to you, and you
no,
know, some of
we're
the
still
people.
friends. Correct.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. I mean, I hate egos because I'm accused of because I'm loud and I'm boisterous and I act like this even when the camera's off. People kind of take that as an ego, but I let people break my balls all the time.
No, right.
All the time.
Right.
At work, go right ahead.
Yeah.
You know, if I had feelings, they'd be hurt. You know, but you were at 97 GTR when it was the first all CD,
the world's first all compact disc rock and roll radio station.
right? And for those of you kids
And
that are watching,
I wasn't
out
there at the
compact
very
discs,
beginning, but I got there pretty close to the beginning, and I was part of both generations of that radio station.
Right on. And for you kids out there, compact discs are that big box of shit in the attic that's really heavy, and it's these plastic square things.
What's really funny is I'm going up to Tampa to see a Race reunion. Race, one of the bands from back in the day.
Oh, I
in the
remember
80s.
Race.
Yeah. So we're doing a Race reunion out in St. Pete in like 2 weeks, and I have a storage unit that I have in Tarpon Springs that I've had for 15 years now. And
It's officially a fucking museum.
it literally is.
You should
And
charge old people
I literally
$2 to
probably
get
have
in.
about 3,000 CDs piled up in that, and it's just taking up space. So yeah, CDs were good though. You have to admit it was a great format when it first came out. It definitely beat carrying the Peaches crates from the old DJ
Holy
days.
crap.
Yeah, you know. So
Yeah, I used to wonder why there needed to be a DJ assistant until I got crazy and I filled up a coffin, like a piano case coffin full of CDs. That's when I first started in the business.
right, yeah.
And that held like 400 CDs.
Right, yeah,
And
right.
I was the fucking man. Fucking thing weighed 80, 90 pounds.
Yeah.
It was huge. I was like,
Do you keep all your jewel cases too, or no?
I did, but
And then we got the magazines when we started putting. in the
I had to
magazines.
graduate to that.
Yeah,
Like I said,
yeah.
I was carrying in a fucking coffin.
Right.
But then we graduated again to digital,
Right.
which has been a godsend.
No, without a doubt. I talk about that with the DJs at my club all the time.
Okay, but now going back to 97 GTR.
Okay.
97 GTR just wasn't this groundbreaking first for a radio station bringing out the new format,
format, right.
CD format,
Right.
The compact disc format. But they kind of took things next level in a few areas as well.
I mean, with like Herman McBean, Patty Murray, with our personalities, or with the promotions that we did. I mean, we did some pretty crazy promotions. We did the home invasions. You know,
Tag Team Santa.
Tag Team Santa home invasion was a big one. Hack's Beer Castle home invasion was a good tax day. I mean, they were all great. I mean, that radio station in general just had its own personality, and that's what made it as fantastic as it was, and why it dominated as it did. So
I always envisioned 97 GTR as a video show now. Can you imagine if it was a reality show
yeah,
now?
without a doubt.
Reality show?
It would be a hit only because it was so classic in its format and so genuine in its format, and that's, I think, what's missing from today's television. But that's a completely different story.
Like
But,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, just the fact that we were fun to be fun. We're not fun because there was a camera in our face, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that there wasn't a camera in our face. You know, I mean, back
Well,
then
and
the
drugs
technology,
and alcohol too. They always help. I mean,
yeah, that did help a little bit. But
from what you remember,
yeah, from what I remember, and what's great is we just did a reunion in March where we brought a bunch of us together that were all from the '97 GTR days, and hopefully everybody's still doing well. People that were there were still
Steve
doing
Stansel.
well. So
Gotta love
Steve's
him.
kicking ass. Bill Murphy's still kicking ass.
Murph.
Yeah. Scott Chapin, who was the voice, who wrote the Jamaican Bobsled and did all the production for Herman and McBean.
Scotty
He's-
gets guitar balls.
Chapin, yeah,
Chapin.
great. Was probably the highlight of the whole GTR thing. He was just he kept the glue together. Patty Murray, before she passed away, unfortunately,
God
another
rest
great
her soul.
personality.
I taught her how to play foosball.
That's correct. At the Keg and Can,
Yeah. Oh my God.
where I was a DJ.
Here you were. where Cypress was playing that night that I
Cypress,
taught
yeah.
her how to play
Oh
foosball.
yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You know, we're
I will,
sabbatical,
I
man.
will tell you one thing that I do miss more than anything about '97 GTR, and I think that's what really made GTR what it was. Is we were always out there. We were always promoting. We were promoting local clubs, local radio or local music, that kind of stuff. And that's generally missing from today's radio. Is there's no hype. You know, they go out and they do appearances, but it's not like, GTR would promote the bands that were playing at the clubs that we were going to.
Right.
We would hype them up.
Right.
And now it's just like, hey, come see us. Me and Joe Schmo are going to be at the Banana Boat or wherever it is. And back then we made it a party. It was great. It was just a lot of fun. And we did a lot of the promotions for, the Button South.
The South Florida party scene is beyond legendary.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, every city, including New York and LA, and everybody's got their scene, and Las Vegas has got their scene, and
Right.
You have the whiskey, and you have a Hollywood Boulevard in LA, but South Florida, especially at that time, which by today's standards was the fucking wild, wild west,
Right.
was nuts,
Right.
by today's standards, but that was entertaining shit.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, without a doubt.
And there's no room in corporate radio now with iHeartRadio and Clear Channel, all of the above.
You won't get a disagreement out of me there.
There is no regional flavor. There is no local reach as far as talent-wise, homegrown talent.
No, right.
Okay,
right.
it would
they
have been
play.
very...
They play what the corporate headquarters tell them to play, and
Right.
there's no introduction to new music and local music and radio these days.
Right.
And the other thing is the clubs too. I mean, back then they were wet T-shirt contests, belly flop contests.
Titties
It
everywhere.
was right. It was free form, and unfortunately, it's kind of rare to do that now. In our clubs, it's a different story. I mean,
yeah,
the
it's on
stayed the
purpose.
same.
That's
right.
planned.
Right.
That's 5 nights a week, 7 nights a week type of deal. But
Yeah.
that
But nights at the candy store and summers on the beach, you'd see 9s and 10s with
hottest women from around
just
the world.
Incredible.
Okay, you would see Candy, who came out of nowhere, and where's Candy from? She's from L.A.
Right.
And she's got a low end modeling contract, but she strips and does wet T-shirt contests on the
Fort
East
Lauderdale,
Coast,
right? Yep.
to make money.
Yep.
And oh yeah,
I miss those days.
Yeah, we all miss those days. But okay, as we're reminiscing though,
Okay, so that was about GTR.
right. I mean, there's so many facets to what you got going on here, and we've got to eventually get to the 7 deadly questions. And besides the fact you are part of the management team for Scores in West
Correct.
Palm now,
Correct. Been there 4 years.
Lake Worth, I guess.
Correct.
Technically.
Scores Palm Beach.
Palm Beach.
Actually, it's Palm Springs. Is where
Palm
it is.
Springs.
Yes.
Ooh, fancy.
But yeah, been there 4 years. Love those guys. It's great format, great people to work for, and that's kind of another rarity in this business is to.
Yeah, you tend to stick with those. I mean, the people I work for, I've been with them and parted ways and come back, and okay, 1 or 2 times it might have been my fault, but they took me back,
Right.
which also shows that they're saints.
Well, they did
love
that.
you guys.
They did that for me too. When Billy and I tried to open up, when we opened up Trio Live,
Right.
our own live music venue down in Fort Lauderdale. As I was originally working at Scores, I left there. Told them, I said, I have an opportunity here to open up my own club.
Right.
Unfortunately, we fell into a financial problem with our third partner, and then when that closed,
Fucking third partner.
when that closed down, these guys were very welcoming and welcomed me back with open arms. So yeah, I certainly thank them for that. It was a
Well,
good
that's one thing
opportunity.
that organization does is they recognize quality people,
Right.
And they were also probably busting their ass while you were gone, so they were like, "We got to get Mike back in here." Yeah, okay. Well, let's.
Well, I don't know if it was to that extent, but
Well, let's act
I
like
mean,
we're doing
yeah.
him a favor, but we really want him back.
Right, yeah.
You
No.
know,
I'm
so-
sure they were not hoping for my business to fail, but at the same time, I'm glad to be back there.
They were so sad to hear that.
Right.
That
Can you help us
tough
out?
break, buddy.
Yeah.
You want to start Tuesday? Here's the keys, and they leave the room, and you're just standing there going, "What just happened?"
Yeah, but you know what? Once you're there, you know how
Thanks.
everything works. Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's wonderful though. I mean, that was my return interview to get my gig back at Diamond Dolls.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I got the call. Come meet me Tuesday night. We need to talk. Okay, we're gonna have a talk.
Here's the talk.
You sit down. Listen.
Welcome back.
You know how we do shit here.
See you tomorrow. Right?
Yes, sir,
yeah.
I do. Can you start tomorrow? Yes, sir, I can. All right. Tuesday through Saturday or Tuesday through Friday? Yes, sir. No
Okay.
problem. Shake hand. Bye.
yeah.
I just toddled right out of there like, yay, thank you. But Diamond Dolls is my home, though. It's that is
Right.
25 years now. and
Legendary club.
19 of it there.
Legendary club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I started in around 86, 87.
Well,
in the
this
strip
gig's
club business.
taking you around the country, though.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, I mean, when I was working with the Goldfingers chain, it was Sample and Federal, the one that was just south of the Dollhouse.
Right.
That's pretty much when I really got my big break, because that's when I was recognized by Rob Abner as like the best DJ in the area, Southeast Florida, whatever, Southeastern United States. And then they sent me to New York and had me open up clubs in New York and stuff like that.
Easy,
So-
Grandpa. It was 1988. But you were working on
Listen,
CDs, though, right?
I will admit, yeah, cocaine was a big factor in helping me maintain back in those days.
Yeah, that would be
So,
the best
you know.
MC, because you'd be like, "All right, gentlemen, blah, 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 blah," tell
No, you know what, I
9
was never-
jokes.
I'm like you, and that's something that I do respect about you when you're at your job at Diamond Dolls, and I've heard you many times. Is you're like me. You talk to the guys. You're not the "Hey guys, how you doing?" Like coming out of the box. Like you just speak to them, and that was the relationship that I had with the owners and the people that I work with down there, and that's what helped me get to where I was as a DJ.
Oh, sure,
you know?
and heaven help a poor sap if we make eye contact and I know your fucking name.
Right.
You're going to get the, "All right, gentlemen, that's going to wrap things up," and then and Steve can go fuck himself and just keep right going through it. And you know who I learned that from? Bobby Mack.
Sure.
Bobby Mack, DJ.
Yeah.
I sat there and watched him. He used to work a long time. He was a fixture day shift at Diamond Dolls, and I saw him sitting there, and they had about 6 or 8 guys. They were regulars.
And
they
he
were
was
getting
bullshitting
rowdy.
with them
and he's
one-on-one.
bullshitting with them, and he turns around, and he's just in the middle of his promo, and he's like, "And Steve can go fuck himself." And I got Giselle standing by for the VIP stage coming up right after this. "Tip your bartenders and waitresses. Fuck you, Steve." And then,
Go right into the music, right? Yeah.
Blam! All these guys, of course, they're in on it. They're dead. They're dying. They're leaned over. They're holding on to each other's heads. One guy's like, jumping up and down. And I went, "Oh my God." But he had everybody. It was like a cascade of laughter because these guys were laughing and they were like, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's that's something that I really like to do.
I'm happy to have Bobby. Like, what listeners might not know is Bobby's now working for the Scores Corporation, or at least part-time, but I love having him work there. He's been a great addition. He just came in recently, and he's an awesome dude.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the biz. He really is. I hope he gets to spend a lot of time at your club.
I do
he's
too.
Really, like I said, he was a fixture at Diamond Dolls for,
Ever?
I want to say 8 years, Monday through Friday. He was the door girl too.
No.
He answered the phones.
It's Diamond Dolls. When
Yeah.
I went through the scene, obviously. I
Right.
worked Booby Trap, Cheetah, Diamond Dolls for a while. When I worked at Diamond Dolls as a DJ, there was the air conditioning unit was still in the wall right next to the DJ booth.
It's still there.
That wall-mounted air
Yeah,
conditioning
that's the
unit.
emergency AC.
Okay.
We have since replaced it with sufficient AC units. I don't
No,
know how long
no,
that
no,
was
no,
ago.
I-
I would.
But I'm just telling you that, and there was a wall right behind there, and the bar was right here. So I mean,
Yep.
it's still
Yeah, it's still pretty much the same configuration,
Yeah.
but
It's a great operation, though.
oh,
Yeah, you know,
Like an
keep
old
it
well-oiled
small,
machine.
keep it small, keep it tight. Run the right ship, you'll make your money. So
you know, you want to know how many production meetings I've had to have with them since I've been
None.
working there this 10-year
None.
stretch?
None.
No, I will say the total of 2/3 of a production meeting.
Yeah.
I've gotten together with the boss a couple of times. Hey, we're going to do this. Going to take care of that. Okay, and this, yes. Okay,
Right.
and then the next time lasted 30 seconds and
right.
done.
One of the reasons I happen to like where I'm at now.
Yeah,
is
systemic.
the score guys
Systems
like-
are awesome.
They're all about just keeping the ship running, whatever it takes. You know, microphones down, get a new one. Just get the job done. You know.
Systems are awesome. All right, I think we've kissed enough adult entertainment
Yeah, okay.
ass.
I'm not kissing. I'm
I don't know
the
what
last
kid-
motherfucker to kiss anybody's ass in this business. At this point, it goes the other way around. Or it
Yeah,
don't
right.
happen.
But you were also a bit of an adult entertainer yourself. You did some work with Randy West
I
Productions.
did. I was partners with Randy. Actually, I was vice president of operations for Randy West Productions for a while. That actually stems from the days of Crazy Horse 2, which is where the old Goldfingers was in Pompano on
Oh, yeah.
Sample and Federal. I had lived in Orlando, was working a club in Orlando. I was living with my best friend Jack, who I think you even know my brother Jack. I call him my brother because we literally grew up together. So anyway, he was living in Orlando. I went out there to go live in Orlando. I was working a club out there. Did not want to fall into a relationship with a girl. I had just gotten out of a really bad relationship, actually.
Why do you got to complicate things?
So this young lady that I was working with, who I knew had problems with her boyfriend, but I wasn't really into her because I was like swearing off blondes at the time, comes into the office, and I'm on the phone with the owner, and she looks at me, and then she goes to the front door or the door of the office, closes the door, and then comes behind the the desk that I'm sitting at and starts orally pleasing me.
No, we say blowjob on this
Yeah,
show.
okay.
I mean,
I'm not worried. I'm not
adults. It's
concerned about saying,
NSFW.
but she literally orally pleased me to a point where when I hung up the phone with the owner, I jokingly looked down at her and said, "I'm gonna fucking marry you." So
that's a good blowjob.
that was yeah. That ended up being my girlfriend for a while. And when I came down here, we actually moved from Orlando to South Florida and worked at Crazy Horse. And there was a young lady that came in named Ariana. Her husband, Luke Wilder, at the time, came in. She was a feature entertainer. She came up to the DJ booth and spotted my girlfriend at the time, Shane, and said, I would really like to have sex with that girl, just out of the blue, while she's standing in their DJ booth picking out her music for her feature show. And I said,
okay.
I said, it just so happens that's the girl I'm dating right now. And so she offered us a job in movies. She offered us a job in porn. She said, yeah, she said, I'd like to film you guys. We're filming a new series, Ariana's Dirty Dancers, and we'd like to shoot the two of you having sex, and maybe I'll get involved. And of course, I'm.
So your ding dong's on
for that,
film.
yeah. So yeah.
We seen you naked.
So anyway, that was distributed by Randy West's company at the time. Or it was actually Ed Powers' company at the time. If I don't know if you remember Ed Powers.
Oh,
from
yeah.
Dirty Debutantes and all
Yeah,
that.
he-
So he was distributing Randy's stuff. It was called Foreplay at the time. And Luke and Ariana had their production with a Foreplay at the time. So there was that family, that production family. And then when Randy came down, we ended up becoming instant friends. And from that point forward, I was working.
Randy's a pretty cool dude.
He's a great guy. Great
Yeah,
guy.
I've
He loves
met
you
him
to death.
more
You
than a
know
few
that.
times.
He's
Yeah, it's-
definitely a Gonzo fan. So
I'm glad somebody likes me.
he's doing good. He's living out in Vegas. He's retired now. You know.
Oh, I should have hit him up while I was out there.
Next time you go out, well, make sure that you guys connect for lunch because I know you're both foodies. So
Oh my God, Las Vegas! It's difficult to leave. I used to not like to stay more than 3 days. I was there 4.5 this last time.
Yeah.
And I was kind of bumming a little when I was leaving. I was like,
I felt the same way.
it's like like the first time you left Disney World. It's like, you're looking out the real. Bye.
You don't
I'll
gamble
be back.
anymore, do you? You don't gamble.
I'm not an idiot. Okay,
right. You'll go in with what you got, and if you lose it, you lose it. And you
not
walk out.
even. I'll start small. I've started small and gone big. 25 here, 50 there,
Right.
and then it's like, oh, gotta put 100 on that.
Right.
I really don't play roulette. I don't play dice.
I
play poker.
I had to stop altogether.
Poker actually saved my over-under line. I ended up losing a total net of minus $13.
Oh, well.
A lot of action. Got my money back on my last day there on the poker table. 1-2 no limit.
Good.
I love
Yeah.
sloppy, aggressive poker players.
See, I go
It's
out
awesome.
Vegas to me, now that I don't gamble anymore, Vegas to me is nothing but great food, and it's just some of the most amazing food
And
you'll
great
ever have.
weed.
Great weed, yeah, great weed. And,
Holy
and shows,
shit.
And shows and artists you'll never see anywhere in South Florida.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
Just start right at the top, Penn and Teller. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Carrot Top is all right, but Penn and Teller. Carrot Top's very fucking. That guy's
Hell,
amazing.
man.
What are you friends with Carrot Top
yes,
too?
As a matter of fact,
He's friends
I am.
with fucking everybody.
Scott and I are very good friends. He's a local guy.
Scott. Yeah, I know he's a local guy. Him
he
and
went to
Tosh
FAU.
and
He lives in
him and Daniel
Winter Park.
Tosh. I'm jealous of both of them. They got fucking. Everybody's like, nobody's ever from South Florida. I said, what are you, an idiot? Like one of the biggest acts in Las Vegas is for the last 10 years.
No, longer.
Is from
man.
South. Is it longer than that?
Yeah.
10 years.
I think he's got
residency's been that
14 at Luxor, maybe close to 14 at Luxor, and he was at MGM for like 5 years before that. He was at the Grand Theater with MGM before that.
Right.
And
Penn and Teller have been with MGM for like 16 years.
Actually, somebody just bought the Rio. There was a private company that just bought the
I know.
Rio.
I found that out. I was staying at the Rio my last day there. I'm like,
really? Yeah.
are you going to buy the place now? Can I leave?
Penn's a good friend. I'm not a good friend. We've spoken numerous times.
You know him.
He was very cool. Actually, I met Penn at a VSDA show when I was in the adult video business when we were living out in
He's
California.
a big fan.
So
he's a big fan. I think he was
Drew
dating.
Carey. Drew Carey hooked us up. He was a great guy. We got to meet him.
They both dated porn stars.
I think Penn did. I don't know if Gillette.
And Drew Carey did.
Drew?
Like a couple different ones.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think he did. I can't come up with the names right now off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but it was always something scandalous about Drew Carey. And then suddenly he stopped dating porn stars, and he got the job at The Price is Right.
The Price is Right, yeah. He invited us out for the first season of taping, or second season of taping for Whose Line Is It Anyway, which was...
Oh, he's one of my comedy
awesome.
heroes, man. Are you kidding? He's a regular man comedian that made it fucking huge. So I love that guy.
Yeah. You can't not like that kind of comedy, just simple comedy.
Yeah. Well, it's everyman comedy.
Right, yeah. No, I get
he's
it,
a guy from the burbs
the Drew
of
Carey
Cleveland.
show is probably one of the most underrated great comedy shows out there ever. If you really
Ryan Stiles, don't get me started.
He's my favorite. He's my
God.
favorite of all of them. I swear to
Of course,
God.
because we're tall. That's why.
But he is great, though. You have to admit.
Oh yeah, you kidding on 2.5 Men?
Yeah. Oh, they worked him in great. He was fantastic.
Hilarious,
Yeah.
hilarious. All right, well, and now that we have devolved into middle-aged sitcom talk, and you guys can catch that in syndication every goddamn day. Let's move on to a little something I like to call the 7 deadly questions.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll do my best considering we partook before this recording session began. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
The 7 deadly questions are
so we
for,
can say blowjob, but we can't admit we smoked a fucking bowl before we started this recording.
pretty big one too, but we're adults, and I don't want to give away the secret of the zaniness.
Okay.
Okay. I don't have to.
I've
wear a
seen you
nose.
not high, and you're still just as zany.
Well, listen, I'm growing the beard out because I'm going to color it.
Are you really?
Yeah, I can edit this out in post because, I'm going to edit it anyway. Yeah. But I'm growing the beard out and I'm going to color it because something's got to change about this. Because when I shave it all down, it just becomes sad, blue-eyed Mr. Clean. Just like it just becomes.
Okay.
You know,
you win. You win.
I try not to like, oh
The
my
human
God.
roll-on deodorant is
Yeah,
showing up
no
to the
shit.
party.
a dick with eyeballs, man. It's just forget the ears even. It's just a dick with eyeballs. But
Right, 7 deadly sins.
seven
Hit me
deadly
up.
questions. I may not edit that out. I don't know. It's radio guys talking shit. Woohoo! We finally get our chance, you bastards. All right. So the 7 deadly questions, based on the 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
We're just going to get right after it. Number 1, lust. If you could have sex with it, and it feels strange to ask you this question because
I've had sex
on film, you prick. Nobody needs
Listen,
to see.
it was 30 scenes, so there's only a certain number of girls, but there were some women back there that were just incredible off camera. Anyway,
I've been on a couple of sets. It's an amazing athletic endeavor. Okay, people don't understand how actually difficult the job is.
It really is.
It really is a physically.
But you have to understand, when I was working back then, these are cameras. There weren't these the LED lights that they have now. They were actual.
Klieg's.
Yeah, it was
Klieg's.
50-watt bulb underneath your ball bags, burning your pubes. It was not a lot of fun.
You
All right,
smell
so,
burning hair.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's not yours.
lust. Man, woman, fictitious, fictitious character, living, dead. Who would you just love to?
Can I
fuck
put?
us-
Can I
snot
pick a
bubble fuck?
particular one in a particular time frame?
Sure.
Anne Margaret.
Anne Margaret. Oh, fine choice. Fine choice.
From when she was in The Who, when she was the mother in Tommy in The Who, she was there's just something about her that was just
fine choice.
yeah.
Yeah, she and
I think she'd be fun. I think she'd
and
be
aged well
yeah,
too.
and I think she'd be fun. I think she'd be somebody that sexually would be like really cool, and she's
Kissing
hot
cousins with Elvis Presley.
Yeah, I mean,
red hair ponytail. Oh my God.
So I mean, I know that would probably be one of the stranger responses you've gotten for that question, but definitely Anne Margaret.
I'm going to
at the
agree.
time
X gets the square.
Yeah. Okay. On the other side of that, in the adult business, Raquel Darrian, and you'd have to probably backtrack on her, but she was to me one of the most.
I'm aware of her work.
Yeah, she was probably one of the most incredible to hang out with, look at. Great person. Like I said, I could just obviously you can watch her have sex on camera,
Right.
but I'm pretty sure off camera.
But you
she
never
was,
hit
She
that.
was just as fun. No, never had the opportunity. She was always with somebody when we were friends. So.
Son of a bitch. Oh, so that would be personal, not professional.
Oh.
Both.
I respect those boundaries, as I'd hope other people would respect them too. Well,
Boundaries?
I was married to a porn star, so the boundaries are kind of always varied. They were never really there. She was always free to go do what she wanted to do. I was always free to go do what I wanted to do. There was no limit to that, as long as we knew.
But there was home.
We knew.
And don't bring it
as long
home.
as we knew what was going on, and she
Right.
never brought anything. So yeah.
Right on.
No.
Love it.
All right. Okay.
On to number 2, gluttony. What is your simple? What is your favorite pig out food?
Pig out food. See, because I love sushi. I'm a huge sushi fan. I was never really a big sushi guy. Moved out to LA, got turned on to it. Now I can't get enough of it. But
What's your favorite roll?
I don't know if I'd really pig out on sushi. I just
Well, what's your favorite roll?
anything with anything. Literally, I don't have like a particularly favorite roll. Dynamite roll, the lobster dynamite roll.
Lobster dynamite roll.
Yeah, they had that at this place up by me up in Lake Worth, and it's incredible. Lobster dynamite roll would be it. But that's not really a pig. Like, yeah, I could pig out on sushi, but steak. I hate to be a general guy, but yeah, nothing beats a good piece of meat.
Right on.
However that's taken, but yeah.
And where's the best steak for you?
You're going to sit here and go, no way. Okay,
Scores
whatever.
Steakhouse.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. I have a chef from one of the, and I'm not going to list the name of the restaurant, but the dominant restaurant on Okeechobee Boulevard.
Okay.
Steak restaurant on Okeechobee Boulevard.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Comes in, one of their head chefs comes into our place once a week to get the $14.95 New York strip, because it is literally for the money.
Right.
For the amount of money that you spend on it, it is literally the best piece of meat you'll ever put in your mouth. It's
Right, but that's
just
also somebody who's
outstanding.
looking to get quality too. So,
But other than that, Rain Dancer is usually pretty good, So, if you're gonna go for steak, you got to go for a good place for steak.
Oh, no doubt
You can't-
about it. I mean,
you're not going to a regular Italian restaurant for a good piece of steak. You're going to a steakhouse or a
well,
chop
it's
house,
just like
something
in Vegas, you go to Circus. It's
Right.
like, why are we going to Circus? This is a shitty old casino. Why this is weird? You got people on trapezes and
Right.
no, because the steakhouse is there.
Yeah.
And that's such a good steakhouse. They call it.
That's your preference? Is the steakhouse?
Yeah. No,
Mine's Delmonico in the Venetian. It's Emerald
Oh
Lagasse's
yeah. Oh
place.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, anything Emerald Lagasse.
Me and my ex-wife and Randy and a bunch of our friends were at an industry party, like VSDA Video Software Dealers Association
Right.
convention, and it was being held at the Sands, which is right off of where the Venetian is now. It was up in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to there, Delmonico's, the first time we went there, and they brought out a filet mignon, and the guy puts it out there with a fork with no knife, and he goes, don't worry about it, you don't need it. Ran my fork through the thing, through the filet, and it was the most delicious piece of meat I'd ever put in my mouth. So just this past year, when we were there for the convention, for the expo, I went out on my own, took a ride out to the Venetian for lunch. I said, I got to see if it's still the same. Went out there, it was exactly the same. It was so good and so. I'm just telling you, you might like the steakhouse, but
I believe
that's
you.
my.
I believe
that's
you.
It was $60, but you're going to pay good money for good food.
Steakhouse,
So
steakhouse like 48 and 50,
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. So 60 is
Yeah.
not bad.
And
not
you
bad.
went to,
on the Strip. Come on.
yeah, you went to Ramsey's Burger. I thought that was pretty good. It wasn't too out of control price wise, but the food was really
The
good.
burger was $29.
Holy shit! Which fucking burger?
Yeah,
did you have? Do you
29
remember?
bucks. It was like pretzel brioche. I got the Hell's Kitchen
Oh
burger.
yeah, gotcha.
It was awesome. It had grilled jalapenos and avocado and
It was like
all right.
these
Listen, we
different-
got to go. We're not going to finish these
All right,
last
yeah,
three.
go
Let's
ahead.
go eat.
Go ahead. Yeah,
okay.
we do, as a matter of fact.
Exactly. Okay, we've only gotten to three. Greed. Okay, besides money, everybody's got to have money. Okay, what is it that you like to collect, that you like to hoard, you like to keep?
You know me. My friends know me. Anything Rush.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I actually
Sort of a rhetorical question. I knew the answer,
yeah,
but
but actually this year was the year that I decided that I'm going to stop. I've actually had friends call me. I had Robbie Jeanette, great guy, good longtime friend from the radio station days that's now out in California, great musician. He was at a garage sale the other day and found like these rare Rush tour programs and stuff like that, and albums and like original albums on vinyl. And
are they in a frame?
no,
at your house right now?
He knows that I'm that kind of collector, that I'll just, if it's something that I don't own that has the Rush name on it or has some affiliation to the band Rush, that I'll buy it, or that I'll at least be interested in it. So he called me and he said, hey man, I'm out here. They got this, and this. I said, well, I don't own that, and I don't own that, and I don't own that. What do they want for it? And I'm like, why am I even asking you what do you want for it? I'm not buying it. He goes, really? Why did I call you? And I said, I need to stop. I just need to stop. I need to just stop doing
Recognizing
it. So
you have a problem.
I do. This is the
battle.
area. I definitely recognize that. So, so now, what would it be now? I don't know, man. I know this sounds really, really corny, but I think it's just moments with friends and stuff like that. I need to just collect as much of that as I can, because as you know, we're both social media people. Our friends die off fast for unknown and the strangest of reasons. So I think that's what I've kind of tried to do this year, is just go out more, be friendly more, hang out with my friends more, get those moments that I'll cherish, they'll cherish, and if it's me that goes or they that go, we'll just have that. So
listen, that comes with becoming more mature. But some of our friends still engage in the risky behaviors that we gave up 20 plus years ago.
I get it, man.
Okay, that has a wear and tear. I mean, we experienced that in our 20s, for Christ's sakes.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of it has come from the wear and tear that they did when it was back then, and it just kind of caught
but
up
they
with them,
didn't stop.
Well, yeah.
Especially with alcohol.
I know people that have stopped and people that have been healthy that have gone that way, So
yeah, well, still, once you reach your early 50s and you're
I
still.
think what you were just saying though is excuse me. I think what you were just saying though is our mental excuse for if and when it's our time.
Right, and I try not to worry about that at all.
I don't either. That's why I'm.
That's why I keep
driving out
making this dumbass
weeks
podcast, because just plowing through life, because I don't just. Yeah.
All right, number 4.
Number 4. Sloth. What do you like to get out of? What is that one thing that you just can't do? You're just like, get it off me. Leave me alone.
That's a very interesting and intriguing question. I really can't say anything, man. You know, I'm always happy when the workday is over, if it's a profitable and drama-free workday. When the workday is filled with drama and crap and minutia and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, obviously I want to get out of that a little bit faster than normal. But
you really don't like to slide out anything. You don't like to get out of
no,
mowing
because
the lawn,
like I just said, well, yeah, I mean, obviously, menial tasks are menial tasks.
Right.
But when you know, when you're a homeowner and you got to do what you got to do, you got to get through it. Do you not want to do it? Obviously, but that happens with a lot of things in life.
So you're not running away from any chores.
No, you just get done what needs to get done.
Jeez, I have to get one of the hard-working ones. All right, fine then.
All right.
We'll just skip it. Fuck sloth.
No, if I think about it and I come back to it, I'll come back to it. But I
okay,
can't really
we'll come back to that.
No, go ahead.
We'll edit and post. Okay, wrath. This is a good one. And I have to use the caveat, with the exception of Donald Trump. Wrath. Who in the world would you love to just haul off and punch in the face?
Well, I'm telling you, man, that's
anger.
You gotta throw that stuff at me a little bit ahead of time so I can think about it. Because
I did. I said this.
No,
this.
I get it, but I'm not. I'm that.
Is taking
person.
Trump away from you? Taking
no,
Trump
because,
out of that
you know
equation?
What? You know what? I wouldn't. Politics aside, anything like that. I just don't wish bodily injury or that much demonism on people that I don't like. They just go away. I don't.
All right, now listen. Now.
I mean,
listen. Because you were such a rush nut, I used to call you a secret Canadian. I know you're a secret Canadian. They should give you. They should give you official.
That's the Canadian answer.
That's the Canadian answer.
No,
and that is such a Canadian
so sorry.
answer.
No, listen, I'm not apologizing.
And say it right. Sorry. You're sorry.
Sorry. There's. I'm not saying that there's not people out there that I don't like, but to be honest with you, if they're that far removed from me and I don't like them, I couldn't even mention their name because it's just that far out of my. Why?
You make me feel like a lazy, hateful prick.
No, why? Because you're asking a question about wanting to beat somebody up when I don't want to beat somebody up. I mean,
moving right along, then we'll
go
go to the next one. It's okay. We'll come back to it in case you think of somebody who pisses you off.
Oh, really, man? You're going to make me think about this. And I'm going to call you later today and be like, okay, here it is. Here's the person. So go ahead.
So you know who I fucking hate?
I
just thought of it right now.
This Canadian driver in front of me. Oh, did I just say
Mike,
that?
it's 20 after 5 in the fucking morning. Aren't you supposed to be getting up for work soon?
Go ahead.
You know, it's like, all right. So moving on. So okay, so you're not lazy.
I'm not lazy, and I don't have that much hatred towards people that I want to beat the shit out of them. Correct.
Then number 6. Oh God, I'm almost nervous asking this one. Number 6, envy. Envy. Who is it that you would love to trade lives with, switch places with, even for a minute, an hour, a day, forever? I mean, you know, somebody you really admire, and you wonder what it's like to be them.
I'd have to go pretty much mainstream on that. And
Mainstream.
And I know this would probably be a far stretch. Tom Hanks.
Ah, the national treasure himself. He is
because
treasure.
Only because he and everything that he represents and everything that he does is just he's just cool. To me, that's just the definition of cool. You don't have to be George Clooney. You don't have to be Brad Pitt.
Oh, I would want to be George Clooney for a day.
No.
Or
Brad Pitt.
His wife is so hot.
Well, it doesn't matter.
And so smart. Smart chicks turn
me on. Are you
going to
tell me, and God forbid he ever hears this, but are you going to tell me that Tom Hanks doesn't get pussy offers thrown at him that are just as good, if not better, than Brad Pitt? Or
I don't think he does nowadays as much as he used to.
No, you said in general, who would I want to be?
Yeah, I mean, he's been married for a long time, and he's been a really good guy.
And I'm not saying that he's not a good guy. Obviously, if he's a good guy, he turns it down. But are you not telling me that there's young, hot women that are not willing to sleep with Tom Hanks because he's Tom Hanks?
No, in order to be Tom Hanks, then you are. It's more altruistic because Tom Hanks is a humanitarian. Tom Hanks is a very charitable person.
Okay.
Tom Hanks, when he goes out to the grocery store wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses,
Right.
okay, he does nice things for people.
Right.
Okay, because he's got it like that.
Right.
Okay, he's a very humble dude. He's a very nice guy.
Right.
And there you go back being a fucking secret Canadian again. Okay, so Tom Hanks, sure, I'll buy that.
Okay.
I'll totally
All
go
right,
with
so,
that.
Once again, not the best answer, but I just don't know because it goes back to I just don't think about other people's lives. I don't. Their concern isn't my concern.
Oh
I'm
my
the most,
God.
As social media savvy as I am, I'm the most anti-social media person you can meet. I'm not.
You're
a Kardashian,
actually very well centered. Okay, how
Kardashian
dare you be
fan.
so weirdly centered? Okay, when the rest of us are.
Okay.
Whoa! You know, I mean, I'm being animated on purpose, but
How many times has somebody come back to you with that question and said like Elon Musk or Bill Gates or somebody like that?
that we've had a Bill Gates.
Yeah.
I'm the Elon Musk guy.
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Elon's the man.
He would definitely rank up there as well as somebody that, only because I'd like to be able to take what he's doing and just run with it. And I think that
Sure.
there's a lot of-
Richard Branson.
Yeah.
You know, Richard Branson is
Just bought the Hard Rock.
Yeah. I mean, between guys like Musk, Branson,
Bill
Gates,
Right.
just those three guys.
I'm a huge fan of Gates because of his philanthropy. I just think he's incredible in what he does.
But between
that way.
those three guys, they are moving humanity forward.
I agree.
Okay, they're moving humanity. Just those three guys.
Right. I agree.
Forget all the myriad of other guys that have millions, billions, guys who only make a couple of $100,000 a year and they spend all their spare time, Doctors Without Borders and guys like that.
Right.
Okay, sacrificing, real sacrifice of themselves, their knowledge, their skill. But those three guys, with the money they do, and you can even, listen, I can go on forever, but fine choice.
Okay.
And finally,
Oh, we're already up to number 7.
Pride. I'm scared to ask this one too because you've been so
No.
nice.
And you know what? This is going to be a nice one too. But you will definitely.
You're
There's
not proud of anything. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Thank you very much. There's a number of things that I'm proud of. Obviously, doing the Button South reunions with Darlene is definitely a source of pride because it brings
Those were fun.
It brings back a lot of friends, and it brings together a lot of friends, and we honor people that we've lost along the way.
I brought a big titty stripper to 2 of them.
Is there something to not be proud of in doing porn? Yeah, I was pretty proud when I was doing adult videos and filming adult videos and having sex with porn stars off camera and having an incredibly great wife and
That didn't
all
suck.
that kind of stuff. No,
At all.
and I'm proud of all of that. But the one thing that I continue to be proud of is that my mom battled 4 cancers.
Right.
And went through hell. I mean, literal hell towards the end of her life. When my stepdad called me and said that he could not lift her up and continue to take care of her, the fact that I dropped a house, a job, and everything I had in Tampa to move with them in the villages until she passed away is definitely my biggest source of pride. The fact that I was there for her because she was there for me in my roughest times, and she was my rock. And the fact that I got to be there and hold her hand when she passed, to me, is definitely worth being prideful over.
You repay the favor. You repaid the favor.
It's not even a repay situation. It's just when
it's your job.
When somebody's there for you through the thick and thin, you need to be there through the thickest of the thick, regardless of the thin. It's just you just need to.
She didn't hesitate for you,
right? Yeah. So that's probably the thing I'm definitely the most.
Now you get it. My allergies. Oh my God! Now I got to call my mom.
Like I said, I'm definitely proud of I'm proud of everything I've put my footprint onto. I'm proud of the time that I've been at Scores. I'm proud of the time I've been in this industry. I'm proud of the time I've been in the radio business and. But that's just something that you're gracious to do, and there's really no pride involved in it coming back to you. I think that's the one thing that I'm very happy that I was able to do, and I would do anything like that again in a minute. So,
And you do nice things for people without expectation of
There's
return, which
never
is
a
how
reason
it
for
should
that.
be done.
No, I just don't
No
think there's-
quid pro quo. I've been waiting the whole time to use quid pro quo. Ha!
That was awesome.
I was waiting the
Fantastic.
whole fucking interview to use quid pro quo.
And there you go. All right, so we got those out of the way. What's left?
No, that's it. We're
All
done.
Right. All right, cool.
So
My pleasure, man.
let's go eat.
Yeah, let's go chow down, man.
All right. Well, we're
Great
gonna go.
seeing
We're
you,
gonna
brother.
go do that. So, on behalf of myself and my guest, Michael, thank you very, very much for
Always a
coming on. You're the best. By the way, I don't know if you remember, but we actually met when we were going to Boyd Anderson High School.
You were in the same year as me?
Yeah. We were at Boyd Anderson High School. I was there for about 3 months. And I met you a few times. You were the Philadelphia kid.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hung around Mike and
Well,
Beth.
no,
I can't
wait a
remember
minute.
their last names.
No, that can't be. Because I moved to Philadelphia after I left Boyd Anderson.
No, you were the Philadelphia guy.
No, my
At
dad.
Boyd Anderson.
My dad was from Philadelphia, but
Easy,
I
I'm not
wasn't
that
from
fucking
Philadelphia.
old, all right?
I
You're-
swear to you, bro.
I'm telling you, I met you at Boyd Anderson.
Okay,
All right,
I mean,
well,
I'm not
now
saying,
we're gonna go
I'm
fight.
not saying, all right, yeah.
All right, well, Mike,
Hey, guess
thanks
what?
for
We
being
just
on
figured
this-
out the person whose ass I want to beat.
Come and get it, bitch. Okay, well, on behalf of Mike and myself, make sure you check us out of course, on Facebook at the Gonzo Radio Show. Just dial it in. There's 3. There's a fan page. There's a group page. There's Richard Gonzo Saligny. Go ahead, follow. You can keep up on things for the Gonzo Radio Show. Also, the Gonzo Radio Podcast on Instagram. Follow. Go follow there, right down there. And of course, here, if you don't already follow the Gonzo Radio Show, what's the matter with you? Here on YouTube, for God's sake. So thanks a lot for watching. When we'll be back here again next week, 8 p.m. Monday night, on the Gonzo Radio Show. Peace.
For Gonzo Radio, this is Super Time 6000 2015 for Gonzo Television Station, coming to the greater Sandusky, Ohio area. This is Pirate Bill, and this is Frank Welker saying, watch Transformers.